Hey guys, Tony from FwdCompatible here, and I just want to let you know that Saturday, July 13th at noon at the Orlando Fashion Square Mall, you can come and play Injustice Gods Among Us for a chance to win a PlayStation 4. It's only $10 to enter, and 100% of the proceeds go to New Hope for Kids. Orlando Fashion Square Mall is located at 3201 East Colonial Drive in Orlando, Florida, and you can check out the website at orlandofashionsquare.com for more details. So pre-register, win some cool prizes, and help support an awesome charity. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome once again to the FwdCompatible podcast. This is episode 74, part 1 for July 7th, 2013. My name's Tony and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Jason, and our vice host, Brian.
Good day to you all.
Thank you. It was Metro Andrew, right?
Yeah.
That was hysterical when I saw it in the comments. I was like, yes, vice host.
Happy
Perfect.
Halo Day.
Happy Halo Day, yes, yes.
My 1-year anniversary.
Mark is still in the land of cheese.
Mark is still getting his upgrades.
And he'll be back next week.
He's a robot now.
Okay.
He's getting a RAM upgrade so he can feel emotions.
You're not supposed to talk yet.
I know. I'm waiting for my introduction.
It was coming right now. I'm waiting for him to shut
Okay,
up about
go.
robots. And we are rejoined by a very special guest. It's been a very long time. Moss, welcome back to the show, good sir.
So if Brian is the vice host, and I've been on more episodes than him,
You're,
what does that make me?
I don't know. Somebody come up with a name for Moss.
Dungeon Master of
They helped us out with Dungeon Master.
That one's taken. Yeah.
Should that be it? The Dungeon Master of Ceremonies
that's-
himself.
that's Chris?
Moss has rejoined us on the show.
Well,
How you been, good sir?
Totally
I've
stole
been,
that, but that's
I've
fine.
been good. I've been good.
What you been up to? Anything fun?
Yes.
Stuff and things?
He's not going to tell us. Just yes.
Yes, there's
Yes.
been things happening.
Time has progressed. Events have occurred.
For those Walking Dead fans out there, there's been stuff and things.
Rick. He never says that, though, in the show, but that became a meme. I don't know.
No, it's when he's talking to Herschel outside of the prison fence, and Herschel's like, "What have you been doing?" He goes, "Stuff
Oh, yeah.
and things."
Well, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. It's got to be one of the later episodes, right?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's really
really
quick,
quick
but it's
thing, yeah.
become this ridiculous.
Things have been going well, and I'm back in the Chicago area for a week, and it's nice to see you all again.
Yeah,
Likewise, good sir.
yeah.
Well, how's everybody else's week been going?
Fine.
Anything fun and interesting happen?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that, at least for me, when we get to what we played this week.
No, not what we've played.
I said
fun happened.
yes, and the only thing that fun happened involved playing video games
Didn't you
hookers.
guys have an epic trip and stuff?
We did. To Galloping Ghosts.
Yeah, but that's video games.
Fine, let's kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
Video games. Ryan, you go ahead.
Well, obviously there was the Galloping Ghost thing, but we'll go into that in a bit, I take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
I finished The Last of Us.
Yay!
What'd you
It's
think,
very
sir?
good. It's a good ending. There's definitely...
Don't spoil it.
No, I'm not going to spoil it, but all I can say is there are definitely things to discuss regarding the ending.
So I want to
can't
have a Last of Us
Yes.
spoiler cast.
Oh yes, there's stuff to discuss.
Yes.
It's good. It is, and it's well written. It's all very well done.
It's Naughty Dog, good sir. Of course it's well written.
You know, because the last big game that I beat was probably there was Tomb Raider, which was
BioShock,
okay.
right?
BioShock was good. Oh, I guess I'm thinking of like the Mass Effect
So
controversy.
you've beaten 3 games this year so far? Like,
a lot
like
for
big.
me.
Oh, I'm saying
Yeah.
but
Triple A big games.
It's really big games.
I've been setting aside my Saturdays just for gaming lately, and I just play through games on Saturdays.
hookers.
Well,
Let
while
me-
I'm
That
playing
goes
the
into
games.
Sunday.
Yeah. With Last of Us, let me ask you this, and we'll leave it at that until the spoiler cast. So far, as of July 7th, is it your game of the year?
Oh, yeah. The lack of options.
Well, because there are two other really good. There's also the Tomb Raider and
No, Tomb
Tomb
Raider.
Raider's last year, wasn't it?
No,
No,
it's
Tomb
February.
Raider's this year.
2 months ago.
February.
yeah.
That was this year?
Yes. Yes.
I tore through that game in like a day and a half. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I haven't
somebody didn't
played
bring it.
Bioshock, but I don't think Bioshock is a contender.
It's not game of the year. It's got a very good story, but in terms and the vigors are fun, but it was not contender for game of the year in my opinion.
Isn't Bioshock Infinite considered like a step down from like a lot of people?
I
think
wouldn't. I wouldn't call it that. I mean,
I'm about halfway through Bioshock Infinite as well. It's a lot of fun, but it still has some very primitive.
it's very gamey. You know, it feels like a game.
I heard it
Like,
lost a
in
lot of
the-
what the series, what made it.
Well, they
good.
completely changed stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't say
That's
that.
because the environments.
The environments are completely
Rapture. The cool part with Rapture was walking through and never knowing what's around every corner.
Well, Columbia's the same way. But it's just a different kind of world.
Maybe it's just also too got a lot to do with just the tones. Yeah, because granted, like you said, even though I haven't played it, just looking at visually, you've got such a bright color palette with Columbia as opposed to the.
But it's not always. so
I'm
bright.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's some pretty messed up areas.
And I'm not doubting it, but I'm just saying in general, to the claustrophobic tightness that you were in
Right,
during
no,
Rapture.
it's much more open in
Yeah.
Columbia. No, I would not call it game of the year. It's a very good game, and it's definitely one that I would recommend to people, but I wouldn't call it game of the year. So I would say it's down to Tomb Raider versus Uncharted, which have some very not Uncharted. I'm sorry, Last of Us.
Might as well.
Which have some very similar mechanics to them. in terms of
Uncharted wins
survival.
Game of the Year every year.
Even when they don't release the
Visually,
game.
The Last of Us knocks everything else out of the park.
Yeah.
Visually, it's amazing. The story's fantastic. So on those aspects, it's better than anything else I've played this year. Gameplay-wise, it's mostly good. The one thing I didn't like was something that I really liked in Tomb Raider that I feel that Last of Us did not get right is the bow and arrow mechanic. It's very hard to aim.
I don't
the bow
even
and arrow.
use the bow and arrow in Last of Us.
I started
It's
using
awful.
it later. It's terrible. It's
The
so
bow and arrow
not
was
fun.
really cool in Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wished it was better in The Last of Us. So that kind of brought me down a little bit. But other than that, Last of Us is very good. I did get a couple bugs in it when I was playing. It froze up on me at one point. When I'd beaten a boss, I was really pissed.
What is up with the rewind loading screens? Do you get that, or is that me?
The rewind.
When I pop in Last of Us, you know how it's got that extensive loading screen, so you don't have to deal with skipping throughout the actual gameplay. It goes seamlessly. So there's like a really long, like 3-4 minute loading period just to avoid everything. It like preloads. And mine does this thing, it'll like start crawling up toward 100%. It'll be like 34.2, 37.1, and then it jumps back to 28.6.
I've never noticed that, but I'm usually not paying attention.
I should record this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
also,
does it to me almost every time I load the game. It makes no sense. It backward loads.
That's weird.
It
I
unloads.
wonder if it's putting percentages for certain things. I don't know. Mine doesn't even show until it's close to like 70-80% sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a really cool app that we got to use this week for smartphone that's from YouTube. It's called Capture. It basically will record right off your phone and instantly upload it to YouTube. So grab that and you can put it right to our page.
Okay. You got to remind me. I forget things like this.
because we did it this past week.
I'm what the adults like to call irresponsible.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So
So yeah, so far Last of Us could be game of the year.
excellent.
I guess I'll jump in here and say if what I played yesterday ends up being as good as it has the potential to be, it'll be better than Last of Us for Game of the Year. And that was Walking Dead 400 Days.
Oh come on! You cannot put that as game of the year.
No, not
That's
not
DLC.
I said if essentially if season 2 is
Oh,
as good
okay.
as
I
that
didn't understand.
was,
I didn't understand what you
If
said.
season
Okay.
2 is as good as
How
that
short is
DLC,
400 days that you beat it in like
8 minutes.
it's an
Seriously?
hour and a half.
No, it's 8 minutes. It's so short. No, I beat it in like 50 or 60 minutes.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
really
it's-
short.
Basically,
Do you have to play Walking Dead first, or can you play 400
You
days?
can play it.
in
You
any
can,
order?
yeah.
Okay.
But if it is as good as if season 2 is as good as that was, then that is a major contender for.
When
for
is
Game of the
season 2 coming?
October.
Okay.
October, right for the launch of
Telltale
season.
likes the delays. They like the delays.
But it also
We'll
coincides
see.
with the launch of season 4 for the
Was
TV
that even
show.
delayed? Was that delayed? Season 2?
No,
I don't think it
no,
was ever
I'm
delayed.
saying they
have the potential.
When
to.
they get closer, Telltale likes delaying games.
So let's discuss it a little bit. I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but what was your experience with 400 Days?
I
sir?
loved the 7 minutes I spent with it. It was
But it was 8, I thought.
well, I rushed through it.
1 minute
It was a
credits.
speed run. It was a speed run. No, it was.
Give everybody a rundown of the concept.
It's an awful lot of fun. It really doesn't have too much to do with season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some loose tie-ins which are really cool, some nods or homages to season 1, if you will, if you're clever enough to pick up on them. Me and Jason were talking a lot about it. I even missed a couple. I was kind of like, what? And stuff like that. And we also got to experience different things. Basically, it's set up that there's 5 characters that you take over that have different scenarios of how they first experienced the outbreak. And they're each only like 10 to 20 minutes long, depending on the character, which is why they only amount to about an hour long. And it's amazing the way they do it in such a constrained amount of time, how much they make you care
Yes, it's
about
ridiculous.
these characters. You're only playing as them for 10 to 15 minutes, and they make you so quickly emotionally attached to these characters. It's ridiculous.
Well, The Last of Us does that too, though. In the first 5 minutes of The Last of
Yeah.
Us,
Well,
you're like,
The thing is, with
But
season
imagine-
1, it literally took 5 episodes for you. I mean, you cared about Lee in
I didn't care
Clementine.
about Lee till the 3rd episode.
Exactly, but I mean, it was a slow burn. This was like rapid fire. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Decide. Figure out what you're going to do. What are you going to say? Go.
Picture the first 15 minutes of Last of Us, since you know what I'm talking about, and for anybody out there without spoiling anything. Picture that happening 5 different times with
that'd be-
5 different sets of characters.
that'd be almost unbearable.
That's The Walking Dead 400 days.
Yeah, and it's really cool. It's really cool. Tony and I have completely different gameplay experiences from this, with
it's-
just a single playthrough.
It still gives you that optional route taking,
Yeah.
I guess, wherever every single story can branch off into separate ways. And we were talking about one in particular. I don't want to ruin it on the air. We'll talk about it in a few more weeks and give people a chance to play it.
Yeah.
But we got completely
Different outcomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like vastly. I had no idea what he was talking about when he did his. And mine was way different too. I was trying to explain to him. It's really cool. Unfortunately,
it's really simple. Without spoiling too much, you have an option of getting out of a car or staying in a car.
And
And that
very-
that small
changed everything.
drastically changed it.
Yeah.
Your
Would you say, in
experience.
terms of content, because I'm thinking about playing some of my lunch break at work, is there a lot of profanity? I'm sure there's gore. Is there a lot of profanity in the game?
Here and there.
with
Okay.
Russell's quick little campaign with Nate,
Yeah, there's a lot.
he's got some profanity there. Nothing.
So wear headphones.
Nothing
Let
that
work.
nothing that a pair
And
of
the
headphones.
one
wouldn't
girl
repair.
in the cornfield, I can't think of her name. That one has a lot of innuendo.
Dee Dee. Yeah.
The only fault I have with it, they cleaned up a lot of the bugs, but it's still a really buggy game, and it's the same problem that the Walking Dead season 1 had. There's zero replayability for me because I want to walk away. It's also an ode to how powerful the game is. I walked away, I saw it once, and I'm happy with what I saw. And if I go back, I feel like it's going to ruin
'Cause you could be
my
changing
perception
stuff.
of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm fully content just playing that game one time because I don't want to change anything. It's exactly how I felt after season 1.
And the cool thing is that the 5 characters, you pick the order in which you want to play their stories.
So if you beat one first, do you use their weapon against the other characters?
In some, not necessarily,
So I
but
was
in some
making a Mega
regards.
Man joke.
There's it's all centered around this gas station, okay? And at different points during these 400-day time span, each character interacts at that gas station. So
Okay.
depending on what you've done or what you do, directly
It'll affect the other
reflects.
characters?
Stuff can
Okay.
be there
Yeah.
or left over, or you could set something up for the next character.
Interesting.
And then at the end, it culminates, without spoiling it. There's a nice little cinematic, and it gives you a breakdown of the 5 characters, what their outcome is. You can either everybody goes one way, or they don't, or it's
They
yeah.
split. I thought now that you brought that up, the epilogue is kind of garbage. That was a rough way to end it. But I guess what the hell were they going to do?
That's just the now.
You have to play it to see what I'm talking about. But it's weird
Now,
how they
as
left it.
as being a hardcore Walking Dead fan as I am, and this is not spoiling, but when they come and they talk to you about joining up with them and going back to their camp and they have shelter and everything, I instantly thought of Woodbury. And Woodbury is a
Yeah.
big focal point.
That's what I thought they were.
And
gonna
I was
do.
like, oh my god, that's going to be amazing if they put Woodbury in season 2. That's going to be awesome.
Well, that's one of the big points of convergence from the comic and the show.
Which I was,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
I was
which I'm fine
completely
with.
fine with. I mean,
Yeah.
we did an entire Walking Dead
I hate
blacklist.
when people want that to like completely follow the.
I used to be that way, but now with
Well,
with
why?
this,
If you
I
wanted to
get
follow that story, go read the comic again. Let it be in this universe and let it do its own thing.
I get that. As long as they're done well, it doesn't matter if it
Yeah.
follows exactly the same or not. Like same thing like when they remake a movie, You know, if they do like a good remake or
So
a
you're
good
saying you liked
reimagining-
Karate Kid?
No, because Jackie Chan beating up 8-year-olds is not cool.
It was kind of cool.
You know, that was actually not called the Karate Kid outside the United
Yeah,
States.
it was Kung Fu Kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, us
Well,
Americans.
that would
were-
make sense because it was
or-
Kung Fu that
Yeah,
Jackie Chan
intellectual
was. Yeah.
capacity.
I actually like that movie.
We're
Anyways,
easy to sell sequels to.
Yes.
Well, they made another one of these. I'm in.
before we jump in and discuss a little Galloping Ghosts, it's time for Tony's Uncharted Challenge. Dun, 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 dun,
Did you go to-
Why are you singing Indiana Jones music?
Because it's kind of funny. I completed Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. this week.
Nice.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
good sir.
I am on day 10. I'm only counting days that I've played. Okay, so I'm 10 days in on 1 and 2 so far.
Okay. Sounds about right.
yeah.
4 or 5 sittings to beat
Yeah.
a game.
In comparison to Uncharted 1, this one absolutely blows it out of the water. Again, I don't think I can give it a solid 10 because I don't
Oh,
think
I
of
can.
any games that I could probably give a solid 10 to.
my favorite game of
But
all
I'm
time.
giving since you forced me to rank Uncharted 1, I'm giving it a 9, which is on par with what I gave Gears of War 2. And that's the
Which, for Jason being a harsh grader, is a really good
and
score.
That's my direct comparison is the Uncharted trilogy to the Gears of War trilogy, because this current gen, that was my trilogy, was the Gears of War trilogy. And in the same scope of Gears of War 2, where the story was on such a larger, no pun intended, epic scale, much more globally, you kind of get that feel with Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
The,
I love
the,
that
the
game. I was
coolest
blown
part,
away when I
the
played
coolest
that.
part, and I mean, games from what, 2009?
2009.
Okay, so I'm not really spoiling anything. The train scene at the beginning.
I was gonna ask
and
you
then
what
how
you-
you revisit the train.
Yeah.
During the beginning of Act.
I was going to
3
ask you,
really
how'd you
cool.
like that with, with the
yeah.
helicopter on the train as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that game was so cool.
That was really cool.
Love that game.
They did clean up the gunplay a little bit. I noticed it actually has a little bit of an assist this time, where it'll track the enemy a little bit for
and
you.
it gets even easier in Uncharted 3.
And that was cool. The platforming still felt a little weird because it was a transition from 1 to 2, but it was an improvement on it. But overall, scope, gameplay, story was vast improvement.
Cool game, right?
Yeah.
Cool game.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
definitely.
I'm glad you liked it.
Definitely. See?
Glad.
So now do you feel better about
I
my
feel a
review
lot
of
better.
Uncharted 1?
I feel a lot. No, still no, because I feel bad. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I haven't even played the Uncharted, or not completely. My best buddy played it, and I watched him play a lot of Part 2 and 3. But like, I was listening to last week's cast, and you talking about Uncharted. I almost felt bad for Tony just hearing you complain about Uncharted. It was like, come on, man.
I didn't want to say anything until it was over. I'm just like, all right, you know. I feel bad. Those games they meant so much to me when I played them. It's just like I want everyone else to
Exactly,
feel
yeah.
what I felt.
Yeah.
And it sucks if somebody doesn't like get it or didn't get the same experience I did or whatever. It's just like I want you to walk away with a smile on your face, like, wow, that was awesome.
Going from 1 to 2, I took like a almost an entire week off because I felt a little burnt out on the series, because I kind of marathoned that first one pretty quick. But I definitely enjoyed Part 2 a lot more and took my time with it a little bit more. And it was, like I said, it was a far better experience.
Yeah,
Than
it's cool.
I got excited.
Because it's
Yeah,
such
I
a
know.
good fucking game. I'm thinking of everything in my head about. I love that game. My
Tony
God.
last week was like, you're not playing it right.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Did you not see that tree move? Come on.
You didn't get what they're trying to portray.
But yeah, definitely a far better experience than Uncharted 1.
Cool.
So yeah, I think I'm going to start 3 tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
3's
and-
really cool too.
And then you must buy me my 16, 19, and under
No
pre-owned
problem.
game. That's
$17
what's
well
gonna
spent,
go.
good sir.
Yeah. By the way, I already have my used game picked out, and it's an obscure game for PlayStation 3 that is very heavily influenced by The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Cool. Cool start, bro.
So let's
Sorry, brah.
let's jump in and talk about Galloping Ghost a little bit. Why don't you, since you haven't had a chance, why don't you give us a little backstory about it, sir?
Okay, Galloping Ghost is the now second largest arcade in the country. I think it has 390 something working machines. Oh, that's a little deceiving since sometimes they have multiple games in a single machine. Nevertheless, it's like 10 machines behind FunSpot, which is the largest. So, and they keep adding stuff. So it's going to be the largest arcade in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we saw they had about 50 sitting in that one room just working on
Is
it.
FunSpot the one down south that's like the official where they go to do records and stuff?
It's in New Hampshire, but yes, it is the official where they
Where you
go and
have
do
to-
records
Is that
and
like
stuff.
Walter
And stuff,
Is that
and
like
things.
Walter Day or whatever. What's his name? Walter.
Walter Day,
He's the official ref or whatever.
the ref
Yeah.
for Twin Galaxies. He retired now.
Well,
but,
yeah,
Uh,
because he was an old guy even back in the 80s.
New
Yeah.
Hampshire, that's where you go.
Mhm.
Like, they talk about that fun spot a lot in the movie The King of Kong.
Mm-hmm.
That's the arcade.
So when are you going to try to set a score for 1942? Your records. It was a year. It was
Actually,
a
it's
year.
1943.
Excuse me. Sorry. It was a year to almost to the day that you had that little because it
Yes.
said 7/1/2012, and
Yes.
we were back on what the 4th,
Yes.
and it was still there. He still holds the record a year later.
I have the arcade record, not the world record. The arcade record for both 1942 and 1943, the Battle of Midway.
Yeah.
And I still have the record, even after not going
For
for about almost
yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's one of the largest arcades. They've got classic arcades. They've got some more like 90s popular games like they just got The Grid. And if you played
Yeah,
that
yeah,
at
we were
all.
playing with that.
What's a
Mhm.
game where you step on the button?
Time
Crisis.
Crisis.
They've got Time
Mhm.
Crisis, so they got some of the bigger machines.
Yeah.
They've got all of the beat 'em up games, Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, even the more
Battletoads.
obscure ones.
Even though Ninja Turtles was not working for 4-player co-op, I was
Yes.
Neither was The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Marge wasn't working.
Yeah,
think.
I was a little. I was a
Who
little
cares?
because we had 4 people. We wanted a 4-play.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like,
you
Ninja
wanted,
Turtles.
you wanted the 4-play.
Oh yeah, 4-play.
Jason loves
I
the
love the
foreplay.
And one of the cool things that they do at the arcade, and it has made it one of the like central meeting spots for the competitive fighting game area, is they take like PlayStation 3s and built them into arcade cabinets and custom wire the controllers to the buttons, and then they have
My only gripe with that, because I did play some Mortal Kombat 2011 is what we'll call it, and Injustice.
9?
Yeah,
that what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah, and some Injustice. Is they didn't tell you what buttons were mapped to what.
yeah.
So I would have preferred that.
People were
just-
changing the buttons, so the
and they
things
were
not
actually
mapped out
going
right.
into the settings and changing the controls. So
Yeah.
like it was like high punch, low kick, low punch, high kick. It
Okay.
was in a
Oh,
weird.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, so it was.
Isn't it pretty standard high-low punch, high-low
You would
kick?
think, but that's not
Lock
what
in
it
the
was.
middle,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you can change it every
Yeah.
time you play. Or, Yeah,
I mean, we didn't sit there but I mean, I would have preferred if they would have at least button
Yeah.
mapped,
Labeled the
put a little-
buttons
yeah.
with X.
Yeah,
O,
that would have been
square,
been
yeah.
nice, just to be able to see, so I could look down while I was kicking Brian's ass.
Yeah, but I know they have.
And how?
they have a lot of tournaments there. Mortal Kombat being one of them. I used to go a lot a year ago. They used to have tournaments for like Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
I think they have Tekken Tag.
That
2
whole little
tournament.
room in the back where they've got all the arcade games, we didn't go in there at first because there was a dude in there getting really pissed off at Pac-Man. He's like, "Fuck!" and he's banging on the.
Well, they used to have the arcade. They changed the layout in the
Uh-huh.
last year, so I don't know where they have all the competitions now exactly. But
But yeah, that dude was pissed
Yeah.
on Pac-Man.
so.
It was the tabletop one too, so he was like, "Fucking shit!"
But one thing different about this arcade compared to most is there's no coins, nothing. You pay $15 to get in, and it's all you can play, and you can leave and come back the same day, which is good, but it's also bad in some sense
Yes.
because games like The Simpsons or Turtles in Time or something, they're no longer fun because you can just keep pressing.
coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I found very
It was
quickly.
almost like a separation anxiety from your classic, where like that quarter meant something. You had to watch your life. You had to be
Yeah.
more careful. Now it's just like, fuck it, and you
Yeah.
just run
Just
it
go
out.
and die. Use
I
your
was-
special over and over,
Yep.
even though you lose health every time you use
Exactly.
it, like in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good, but it's got its
It's got some of its limits.
There's
there.
something for everybody, really, regardless of what you play.
What was that
And
weird
I
ass game?
found the most awesome game. It's not actually the most awesome game because the controls are really
Horrible.
goofy. It
Was
does
this
not
a
control
flying
well.
game?
No.
No. It's called The Outfoxies. It is a 1995 arcade game by Namco. It's kind of like a combination. Think Smash Brothers, way before Smash Brothers. This is from '95, but not controlling well. You play as one of like 7 really weird characters. So there's a couple of twins, a chimpanzee, a paraplegic in a wheelchair that's like has like mechanized arms and attack, and then there's an actress, an engineer.
There's the giant black guy in
Yeah,
the white suit.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest characters. They're all assassins. And it's basically like a fighting game where they're fighting, but it's like these large environments with weapons strewn about the environment and bombs and stuff like that to set off rocket launchers. You're basically just trying to kill the other person in that environment, and there's environmental hazards, like there's a giant like
you're on a boat.
Yeah, there's one where you're on a boat, the boat's tipping over, like,
and then there's a shark. There's a shark
if
tank.
you fall outside the boat, there's another level where it's like an aquarium, and you can fall into the shark tank, and the sharks will attack you. And they have like a giant whale model on the ceiling, and the whale model can be knocked down to fall onto the opponents. It's crazy. It's the most ridiculous game ever, from concept to like to style and everything. If it just was fun, it would be great, but it's not fun. But it's a really cool concept.
If it wasn't so mechanically broken,
it would be great. Yes.
Brian and I actually did manage to beat one game while we were there in co-op.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We beat
Mega Man.
Oh yeah, Mega Man. Yeah, that's a short game.
Yes.
Yeah, Mega
Power
Man
Battles.
Battles.
Power Battles.
Yeah, it's very
a fun
short.
Game.
It is.
Yeah,
it's pretty simple.
It's another one of those games where can't you just keep pressing the credits?
I don't know. We didn't have to.
No.
Oh, okay.
I found a game that I haven't played since I was a child, and it's called Road Blaster.
Okay.
And it's a stand-up. It's just a steering wheel and a gas pedal, and 2 triggers and 2 buttons. And it's just you're on a road and you're just shooting cars, and then a plane will fly by and drop a power up on you, and you catch it, and then you get like missiles and stuff.
Well, I can't remember the name of the game you were playing when we first walked in. With the one person drives, the other person shoots.
That game. Yeah, I don't remember what that is either. It's that stupid arcade game that like every movie theater had, where it's co-op. You jump in, one person's driving, the other person's got 2 guns. So it's a driving shooter.
Yeah.
And like you're cops, and like you're blowing people up and shit.
It's something and something. It's the 2 cops' names.
Yeah.
Not Benny and Jimmy.
It's like Tango and Cash, but not Tango and Cash. But that's the concept behind
Benny
it.
and Jimmy?
Yeah, there you go.
That's
that's Double Dragon.
I don't even know how many games I played in like the 3.5 hours that we were there.
What was the game that me and Brian had the competition?
That was Megaforce.
Yes.
Megaforce.
It was like, I crushed him.
Oh yeah.
Was it embarrassing?
Well, I started off well, but then failed the last 2 lives completely.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 lives, I just.
And then Moss destroyed everybody in some Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
No, Angry Andy beat me the last game.
Of course,
I think
he did,
I won like
he's
9.
A bastard.
I won 9 in a row. I was crushing everybody with Reptile.
Yeah.
I finally played Radiant Silvergun, which I've always wanted to play. That was kind of cool.
And then we did some, which I was pissed that Killer Instinct 2 wasn't working.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that I wanted to play.
Wasn't working?
No,
it wasn't working.
But we did rock some Killer Instinct, and I suck at that game. I forgot how to do everything in it. Brian completely kicked my ass.
That game is so dated. I can't play.
Yeah, it doesn't play well anymore. But I could kind of remember the combo scheme and how you could work
Mortal Kombat
together.
still plays well. The old Mortal Kombat.
See, I don't agree. I don't like the old Mortal Kombat's either.
They're very chunky.
They're
with the
robotic.
controls.
Yes, yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2 is still one of the best fighters.
No.
Balance-wise for me,
balance
still
maybe,
one of the
but I don't like going back and playing it. I'm like, this is not as good as I remember it.
I think it's still playable.
Toasty!
That's fun. There's still a lot of cool stuff in it, but my go-to fighting game is probably Street Fighter 3. So
another
difference of opinion.
Speaking of another person who's co-hosted on the show with us before, Adam and I did the Street Fighter Generation Challenge. They're all in a row.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition 3.
No, is it Turbo? Well, I know they had.
However it goes.
There's like 9 of them or something.
But we literally went down the line and we did one match in each one of them, all the way down until we got to 4 when there were some dudes playing and they were intensely into their game.
The Asian dudes.
Yeah. And you don't mess with no Asians at arcade. They'll
Playing
kick your
Street
ass.
Fighter.
Yeah.
Playing Street
Oh
Fighter?
hell no.
Yeah.
They will outdance the shit out of
Yeah.
you on DDR, dude.
There was no DDR.
Yeah.
Where would they
Thank
put it?
God, because
Where would
those
they put
Asians
it?
would have put you to shame. Thank God.
Have you ever played
Yeah,
DDR?
have you ever
Sam?
seen Jay play DDR?
No.
Oh my god.
Because he's Asian, I'm telling you.
Do you know what?
They're all good
Ian?
at
You guys
it.
met our friend Ian?
No.
He's a little Filipino dude. Jay and Ian would play. Jay is a big Korean dude. Ian's a little Filipino dude. They would play Dance Dance Revolution together. Halfway through whatever song they would play, Jay would step onto both pads, and kind of keep up, and Ian would flip over his back on the other side, and they would trade pads halfway through.
That's pretty.
That's ridiculous. They have a dance routine for fucking DDR.
They had a routine for DDR.
And you call me a nerd, Jay, for doing a podcast.
Oh, he calls everybody
I
a
know.
nerd.
Yeah, I know.
I don't. Yeah.
It's all right, I call him a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, he is. He's got like 1 million magic cards. He's the king of the nerds.
So now that we're like a half an hour into the show, should we jump into some competent news?
Some competent
Can I
news.
say what I
Oh
played?
shit!
yeah.
That's right.
Is that not a thing
No.
this week?
No. No. Nobody. You didn't come with us, so you don't count.
Well, I played other stuff. I didn't have to come to Galloping Ghost to play video games.
Oh shit, we did play Gears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without Matt,
Tony, go
I'll go
ahead.
quickly.
Jason, play.
Walking Dead 400 Days. We already spent an extensive amount of time on that. Last of Us. I haven't finished it yet. I'm approaching the end. Me and Brian were talking about it. Gears of War Judgment with Jason.
Yep.
A little bit more Sonic 4 Episode 1, and Thomas was alone on the Vita. Done.
Nice. Before we move on, did you buy anything off the Xbox and or PlayStation Network sale?
I bought a lot of stuff. I don't even remember half it.
Just a couple.
What the hell did I buy? Start listing stuff. I bought Crysis 1 HD. I bought Shadow of the Colossus HD. I bought I think that's it.
I think you have the PSN sale.
I bought Lego Batman 2 again, and I rebought WWE 13. I was going to buy Shadow, but then I forgot how much of an obscure, weird game
It's
that
a weird
is.
game. I started replaying it. I'm like, oh yeah, this was weird, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I would rather, instead of rebuy Shadow, I'd rather spend the money and buy something like Journey and try that instead. A new experience as opposed to an old one. For me, personally, though.
I remember really liking that game in my youth, though.
Which one? Your youth?
Shadow of
It was so
Colossus.
It's
different.
only like
It was
10 years old.
I'm only 28. I was like 17 or whatever when I played it.
Your youth?
Yeah,
youths?
I was
Two youths?
I was a weathered man at 17.
You're Italian. You probably
I was-
had a full fucking beard at 17.
I had seen the
By
world.
12.
I had done things.
You had that spiky hair and that blue sequin shirt that you have that picture on your Facebook of.
Yes. Okay,
Sure,
next topic.
Sure.
Dirty, sexy, news.
News.
News. All right, let's do this stuff. First, in some fantastically interesting news, the Xbox One will feature a reputation system that tracks behavior and tries to group trolls together. This sounds awesome if it works.
Steam is doing it also.
Are they?
Yeah, Steam is allowing the community to manage it though.
What I think they should do, and maybe they're already planning on this, but with the smart glass or whatever syncing to your pad or phone that they do, they should have a little screen that has all of the people you're playing with and a button next to their name so you can report them. And then after the game is over, type up why you reported them, or choose from a list of options why you reported them, so they can
That'll never work.
start flagging people better.
They already came out and said because they don't want people to troll other users just because they don't like them for one round.
It's all done in the background.
It's
Oh, really?
First of all, it's like that, and there's like a huge
Because it's
algorithm.
based on user. Sorry, it's based on user interaction, isn't it?
No,
Still,
it's like a huge algorithm where you have to get multiple bad reviews over
Right.
Yeah. weeks and weeks
right.
and weeks.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying.
So
that
you
one
can't
is
have
enough.
like 4 friends just be like, oh, this guy's way better than us. Let's all
Right.
write a bad review.
Well, we
Yeah.
still could.
It won't count.
Well, but no, but in aggregate,
won't do
in
anything.
aggregate, it would mean something.
Yeah, these formulas are a lot more intelligent than we give them credit for,
Yeah.
and I think this could work very well.
Yeah.
That would be really cool because I stopped playing online largely because I just.
Can you imagine if all the idiots that have terrible rap music going on in the background and won't mute it, all to be grouped together,
I would like to join that
and-
party for one match.
and all the little kids that call you all types of terrible ethnicities and racial slurs and all that other stuff in another room, and the other kids that talk about my mom in another room, and then I could just play with normal people who just want to play.
Yeah.
And
Especially,
have fun.
yeah.
And let out an occasional son of a bitch or something, and we can let that slide.
Yeah.
It's a magical world.
He said
it
the
would
S
be.
word. He's gotta go with the rap kids, or the making fun of my mom kids.
Yeah, you'd be split between the two rooms at that point.
Good stuff.
Titanfall won 6 E3 2013 Game Critic Awards.
Why?
I don't know. It did. That's all I got.
You don't think Titanfall looks cool?
No, there was a lot of very impressive games, and that was not one of them to me.
Ooh. I didn't remember
Burn.
Titanfall.
I didn't.
We're
care
gonna
about
get to
it
all
either.
that because I got a section for your E3 thoughts.
Okay. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
PC gamers in India are protesting EA's price hikes. EA has raised the prices of other games. They doubled the price of their games in India.
Tripled.
Is it true?
Battlefield 3 was $20 in India. In
Free on
rupees,
PlayStation
60.
Plus.
In rupees, and then now it's
Rupees.
60 for Battlefield 4. That's what they have is rupees.
Rupees, yeah, I know.
Rupees, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can buy a Zelda game with the rupees.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
India.
Look at that. That's some meta shit for you right there.
Yeah. Zynga published the wrong help desk email address for Coasterville
I just said a good
I
joke.
read this.
Wait, what?
Zynga put the wrong email address on their website for tech support for their game Coasterville. So some random guy was getting all their emails for this game. And
He was replying
he was
to him.
replying with ridiculous advice, like open the window and stand outside and
He's
then
like,
come back in.
So
and-
you're from Canada. Go get a hockey jersey and place it over your keyboard.
Yeah, put maple
Yeah.
syrup on it.
That's what he was telling him.
Yeah.
It's like, go get a plate of poutine and put it on your
ridiculous.
computer.
I would do that too.
Yeah, I probably,
I
would
still
too.
reply back to those the Nigerians who want me to wire
There's a whole book about
10,000. I reply
There's
every
a book
time.
called Emails from an Asshole.
I'm
This
like
guy messes with people
they're
that.
like, oh, just send me this and then we'll I'll send you back $1 million. I'm like, oh man, what happened to your sister? That's terrible. tell me more about the typhoid.
Yeah.
That's sad. Can I see some pictures? And then I just wait for them to respond.
And do they ever? Have
No,
you ever gotten
no.
a response?
No, I make it clear that I know that they're screwing with me.
Terrible.
They're trying to screw me out of money. I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to at least have a little fun with it. I do that to telemarketers. too.
I do it to telemarketers all the
Telemarketers,
time.
I sit there and talk to them. Did you catch the game the other night? I do all types of. I got to keep myself entertained.
Oh, I had one so mad at me. She called me a bitch.
Because they can't hang up on you.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, bullshit, she did. She did.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
They're not
Oh, yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, Little Big Planet. In total, the series has over 8 million user-created levels. That's a lot of
Nice.
levels. I don't know how you would find your way through all that, but that's pretty cool.
Well,
On
it's
top
cool
of that-
because there's the upvoted ones, so you could kind of sift through the garbage easily.
On top of that, with 2 years after Little Big Planet 2 came out, some news station in California did a report about how you can make penises in Little Big Planet 2. And like they didn't do any background checks or anything. Know that they have this great infrastructure to block all that content, very much like Nintendo does, to make sure that it's only family-friendly content that makes it onto the actual game. It was ridiculous. Moving on.
Moving on, Club Nintendo in Japan was hacked. That's all they really said about it. Ubisoft was also hacked. Usernames and encrypted passwords were exposed. They sent out emails to everybody afflicted by that.
Is that Unity?
Not Uplay.
Okay.
No, it was
Okay.
actually
Was it?
Ubisoft site.
Okay.
You can now link your Steam account to Twitch,
Yay!
so you can share stuff between the two of them. And I guess there's some kind of thing where you can like get some unlocks between the two.
So
of them.
then, let me ask you this: come the fall, when you link your Xbox Live account to Twitch, and that's linked to Steam, they're all connected then.
Interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
They
and
may
you
not,
only need
but-
one unit
Yeah.
to make.
I'm pretty
We're
sure
that
this-
much closer to the Universal Console.
I'm pretty sure this has more to do with Steam not wanting to be
And
left
Steam-
behind, and they're linking deals up where they can
Steam
automatically
links to your
upload Let's Plays.
PlayStation 3
It
technically.
does, yes, for Portal
Wow!
2. I did that, yeah.
It's amazing. Your Xbox One can talk to your PlayStation 3.
They won't.
It can though.
If someone was really like a technical wizard, they could make it work. I don't think anyone's gonna do it.
Well, Twitch is just getting bigger and bigger. And like IGN has a Twitch and GameStop has a Twitch. Like you go to Twitch right now. Well, yeah, but I'm saying
Why
like
not plug your stuff, man? Forget we don't IGN really. Zelda Dungeon's got a Twitch. How about you
Yes.
lead the?
well, what I'm saying is like the it's so every single large website has its own Twitch, and they have all sorts of like MLG stuff.
Yeah.
It's become the standard now.
I don't know. I gotta look.
Twitch? I don't think so.
Forward compatible?
Yeah, I don't know if we have
Speaking of MLG, they want to team up with developers to help improve services like streaming and MLG integration.
See that segue? See that segue? Woohoo!
So they're working on getting streaming through MLG and MLG integration for tournaments and stuff like that. Halo 4 tournament.
As big as I am in games, I really don't care about competitive gaming. I can't watch the shit. It's weird because I
can
love
watch a Street
football
Fighter
and I like
match.
watching pros play football.
Like, there's that great
love
video.
video games. Don't care. Don't want to watch pros play video games.
I'd
just wanna play.
I'd rather watch some guy sit on his couch and play Jeopardy for an hour and be horrible at it than watch a bunch of assholes who get paid to play video games.
I like certain types of competitive gaming. I cannot stand.
Can you do League of Legends? Can you watch League of Legends?
I don't really watch
can't.
League.
I can't.
I like what I've occasionally watched some StarCraft. I think it's all right to watch. Like,
I
it's
just
fun.
like seeing how quick those fuckers' hands move.
See, I think the highlights would be interesting, but I couldn't watch full matches.
Well, full matches of StarCraft 2 are like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
too much.
I don't have that time span.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody got time for that.
I like there's competitiveness in games that have previously been single player games that now, because of like speed running and stuff like that.
With that, that's the exception. I can watch like somebody speed run through games, but I don't think I could watch somebody play a Gears of War match.
But that's
I think I misspoke then. Okay. No,
retract that statement.
No. What I meant, maybe I didn't get it across. I like watching people play like Mario Brothers or like Earthworm Jim. I'm talking about the true like Major League Gaming, the stuff where like
Call of Duty matches.
It's 16 people and you're just watching them play Call of Duty. That's lame.
Yeah, can't do that.
I could watch a person play a video game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that competitive crap.
No, I get
what
you. I
like.
got you.
Yeah, no, I could see highlight reels being
I don't like the
interesting. That's about
shooters.
it.
They're not that fun to watch. But I do like the StarCraft is the best head-to-head, I think, that I'll watch. I don't care for watching like Madden or stuff like that. But I think the new big thing is the fan-created competition that people do with the speedruns, and how they have the elaborate stream setups where they show like their previous time, the world record time, and then their current run with the times.
That I could do. That I could do. I think as far as that goes, like the only time that I've actually ever really enjoyed it is like, you ever play Counter-Strike back in the day and then you get killed and then you can run around as the ghost cam and just see what everybody's doing? That's fun.
Well, see,
because you're still in the game.
I think it would be interesting if they could program in some good replay cameras.
Yeah.
Catching highlights of those would be fun.
Yeah,
but I can't.
Not like the shitty Call of Duty kill cam where you see the bullet clearly does not hit the guy and he dies.
You see the hit counter like 3 feet to your left.
Yeah,
that killed you. You're just like, are you kidding?
Yeah, you shot me in the pinky and I'm dead. Really?
Go Infinity Ward.
Yeah,
bastards.
All right, a Halo 4 tournament this summer. It will be on Xbox Live, and they'll have live events as well, with a total of $500,000 on prizes.
You realize how like irrelevant Halo is these days? Like Halo 2 was so big multiplayer. Halo 3 had like a several year lifespan. Halo 4, they've already had multiple map releases.
It's games in general nowadays. Nothing has the staying power.
Call of Duty, I think, just
1 year.
When the next one comes out, they're done. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's been 6 months, and Halo is, I think, is
the users daily are way down.
Yeah.
But just games used to have a longer staying power back in the day. Stuff used to stay relevant for 3-4 days. Besides, Call of Duty's probably the max at 1 year.
I think Call of Duty is one of the major reasons that happened. Is because back in the day,
there's too many games.
Look at like Battlefield 1942. That lived on for years. Halo 2 lived on for years. Exactly. There's too many. The market is too muddied.
I actually disagree with the Call of Duty statement, though, because I think this is just my prediction. If you look at specifically Xbox Live and PlayStation Network gaming, I imagine the top game played is obviously Black Ops 2. But I bet you Modern Warfare 3 is
far behind. It's
probably in that top.
Yeah,
because,
it is.
And Halo might be in there somewhere, but
the only reason, with that exception, for Call of Duty in that regard, is you have some people who are diehard loyal to Infinity Ward, only, and won't pick up Black Ops
because they're silly and they like inferior products.
I'm just saying. I'm not.
I bet you there's probably in the top 15 or something.
It's like 5 or 6 Call of Duties. Yeah,
you might find Black Ops. Just part
no,
one.
it is Xbox Live. It just came out. It's Black Ops 2, then Halo 4, then 3 more Call of Duties,
and then Gears of War 3 is like number 10.
And then like Madden or something maybe.
Yeah,
FIFA probably.
In other Halo 4 news, the Champions Bundle was announced. It includes a new Ricochet mode, which is 5-on-5 sports ball.
They're putting that in.
It's like a sports. Nice. Yeah, it's like a sports style game.
Cool story, Bo. Don't tell it again.
Half-Life did Ricochet first.
Elements of the bundle will be sold separately.
Okay.
The Xbox One Connect will support QR code scanning.
Yay!
Oh my God, I might use this thing.
Yeah. You just put the card up to the camera, and it'll scan it, and you'll be set.
The question is, will it work in the dark?
Nope.
Not for that, I don't think it would, no.
The Kinect will
We'll scan QR cards.
You have to put 25 digits manually in for DLC or unlock codes. You just hold up a card and the camera is like, oh, you're activated. Done.
Okay. Like, they have that technology with, like, phones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be built into.
I sure
to
hope
those.
that they have that.
It's sweet. I got this nice $150 Connect 2.0 sitting on my television that saves me from pushing 25 buttons, and that'll be its only feature.
Hey, it works,
You
right?
finally found a reason to use it.
Don't lie. You're gonna go TV, Xbox, TV, Xbox. One time. I guarantee you, he'll do it.
One
the first
time to see what it looks like,
Yeah.
and then I'll just hit input like you do now, and it's way better.
And then his
Yeah.
controller falls behind his bed, and he's like, I'm too lazy.
Damn it, TV!
It was kind of cool.
Xbox retrieve controller.
Little arm comes out.
You gotta get.
It
Here
pushes
you
the
go.
button for you.
Here you go, sir.
You should be able to program like specific channels to specific like words. Like I can imagine Tony like.
Porn. No.
Porn 2.
I was gonna say that.
Porn 3.
The Wii Vitality Sensor is still in development because it doesn't work well enough. That's the word from Satoru
Is it?
Iwata. Satoru Iwata. The
No,
Wii
but-
Vitality Sensor. It's a little
What's
thing that would go on your finger and sense your vitals. So it would know when your heart rate was
This was
elevated.
announced
Years
5
ago.
years ago.
Yes, years ago.
Okay, and then did you ever see the other ridiculous prototype? They wanted to make a horse racing game with an inflatable horse that you could ride on for the Wii. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
It's a fucking inflatable horse.
Doesn't the Xbox Connect do everything
Yes.
the Vitality Sensor
Yes.
does?
Well, that's what they claim. Yes, that's what they're claiming.
That won't work. That
no.
will not work.
It'll get
It's
lots
a
of
fact.
false
It
positives.
won't work.
Yeah, it'll get a lot of
Continue.
false positives. Yeah, basically, he said it works on about 90% of people, but that other 10% is just too big of a percentage to let slide. So they're still working on it.
That's probably what will happen with the Connect 2 as well.
Yeah, I don't.
That
it's not
just
gonna-
seems like a
The
little.
Connect did not have a 90% success rate.
No.
It's
He's
probably the
saying-
other way
no,
around.
what he's
Maybe
saying is
10% of people found it useful.
What
or
he's saying
fun
is
or
with
functional
Connect.
or-
What he's saying is with Connect 2, the vitality tracker that it'll have built into it
It's
work
not
eventually.
gonna work.
Yeah, it's not.
But that's what he's saying.
It'll occasionally work, but it'll get lots of false positives, I'm sure. Warriors Lair for the Vita was canceled. The beta for the 2015 Xbox 360 dashboard is underway, so some of you may be getting beta invites for
Already
that.
signed up for
Are
it.
you?
Did you see the Vita explosion this week?
What do you mean Vita explosion? I'm missing out. What did I
It
miss?
had a one week explosion.
In
Another
sales, or-
huge game came out. Yeah, they sold like tons of units this
What, they
week.
hit like 40,000?
They
No,
hit
like
7.
over 100,000.
Really? What,
Yeah,
which
they
game?
beat like their last 2 months combined.
Which game?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Some Japanese anime.
Shin Megami
weird thing.
Tensei Monster Hunter.
That's
No.
Shin Megami Tensei Monster Hunter.
The new Capcom game. It's like a collective game with a lot of characters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Project
about.
X-Zone?
Project X-Zone, yeah.
Isn't that on the 3DS? Is that on the Vita as well?
It might be on the Vita in Japan.
That could be.
That's where it was. It wasn't in the States. It
Oh,
was in
it was in the
Japan.
States.
It
Okay.
like exploded in 1 week.
You know,
Wait,
speaking-
has PlayStation Vita released in the United States yet?
No.
Kind of.
No, we had a special order.
It's,
six
hey,
of us.
it's just a soft launch. You know, speaking of Project X, before we get whatever the fuck happened to Capcom versus Namco X? Do you remember that game?
Well, they did
Came
this-
out only in Japan.
They did the Street Fighter versus Tekken.
No,
That was it. Yeah.
This was
yeah.
this was a turn-based RPG,
Yeah.
and it was Namco
Those
and
games
Capcom.
typically aren't very good.
I wanted to play it. I got Shogun Jump All Stars. I can't read a fucking word of it. It's in Japanese.
I don't think those games are very good typically. Fez for Xbox Live Arcade
Banana.
will be patched. The saga is over.
So wait, all that bitching and moaning and crying that
Well, they let
fishy
him,
fish did,
They
and now
let
he's
them-
still gonna patch.
well, now
I
that it's
hate
free,
that
he'll
guy.
patch it.
Banana.
Moss is hoarding all the
We have a box of runts on the table, and I keep pouring it so everybody can munch on them. And every time a banana comes out, I grab it.
You're like
so
a little
nobody else-
minion from Despicable Me. You're like banana.
Okay. State of Decay
Damn it! I tried to
is
steal.
not
the
getting
banana.
multiplayer. They've said officially no multiplayer for State of Decay.
I won't play it.
Tokyo Jungle is hitting PlayStation Mobile in Japan. So it'll work on Vita and mobile phones. Hoping for a US release on that, fingers crossed.
So you can play with your Pomeranian on the go.
On the go, yes.
Ah.
However, it will have that top-down view rather than a side-scrolling view. I don't know how
That
well
game
it'll
would work really well in the Vita.
It would. Clay's next game, Incognita, is a turn-based espionage game. They announced that. They're at their site. They're taking email addresses to mess with you. I don't know. The Wii U version of Injustice: Gods Among Us will get the DLC.
Really?
Woohoo!
And Batman Arkham Origins will also get their Deathstroke DLC. They just announced
Okay.
that. So that's good. The Wii U is finally getting actual stuff.
DLC.
Yeah,
And things.
yeah. World of Warcraft stuff and things.
It took a minute for that one to sink in, but that was a good one.
World of Warcraft is testing in-game microtransactions,
Sweet.
and the Linux version of Left 4 Dead 2 is out of beta. So if you like Linux and Left 4 Dead, you'll have fun with that 2-year-old
Wow.
game. In terms of releases, Mercenary
Just
Kings.
put like 8 bananas in his mouth.
Mercenary Kings is hitting
What?
Steam.
I can hear you all these bananas.
It's a banana overload.
Yeah, Mercenary Kings is hitting Steam Early Access on July 22nd. It's kind of a Metal Slug style game, being made by Tribute Games, the makers of the Scott Pilgrim game.
I love
And Wizorb.
I just want candy now.
Final Fantasy VII is on Steam, and it probably won't live up to all the hype that's been put up around it.
Yeah.
But it'll probably sell a gazillion units.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine, was updated with a level editor and a Mac version. QWOP is on Android.
Really?
Have fun struggling for that second step. And a remake of the original Prince of Persia 2 from back in the 90s, The Shadow and the Flame, will hit mobile devices later this month. Our one rumor that I could find this week, actually I have 2 rumors. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD will have cross-platform save files, which is interesting. Well, that's official, but then the rumor is it will have a new 30-minute scene added in. So,
Because you need another fucking...
yeah, there wasn't enough of that.
Yeah.
And other rumors, well, this is kind of tied together. In business, the Microsoft CEO, Don Matrick, has left Microsoft for Zynga.
Don Metric left Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he left
I did not
Microsoft.
hear
And he
that.
went to Zynga.
I thought he was going to take EA's spot. That was like a
Well,
rumor.
Microsoft, as of late, when somebody says something stupid, they have a habit of pushing them out rather quickly.
Don Metric is a big name, though. He's
I know
been
he
there
is.
for.
I know.
He
I don't know why they just
Well,
don't make Larry Herb like the spokesperson for him, because he does everything anyways.
Well, I don't know, because Don Matrick had that whole... when they were like, well, what about, military servicemen and people overseas that don't have a constant online connection? He's like, well, we already got a product for people
I
without
know, I get
online.
that,
It's
but I'm
called the
saying,
360.
if they use just use fucking Larry Herb, Major Nelson.
I'm not
Because he
saying
can't make decisions,
Microsoft.
that's
I'm
why.
not saying Microsoft told
Larry's
me.
PR.
but Major
Yeah.
Nelson, he screwed up with that. Did you see that interview he did when he was talking to Angry Joe?
No.
And he's like, it's not like we can just flip a switch and get rid of the DRM.
And then they flip the switch over the DRM.
And then he
Yeah.
started making fun of himself. Like, he changed his name online
Well-
for a minute to, like, flip switcher to
I mean, at least he admitted, he played along with it.
Okay, so yeah, he's making $19.3 million at Zynga, which is great because that company's already hemorrhaging money. So now they're hemorrhaging
No,
another
he's
$20
making
million a year.
way more than that when you take all the bonuses and incentives
Yeah.
into account. He's making over $60 million
Yeah.
for signing on.
Yeah.
At least he's not going to be on the Microsoft conferences anymore.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like looking at him. I don't know.
That hair.
It's something about him. He looks too corporate to be a gamer. Right.
The rumor is he'll be replaced at Microsoft by Julie Larson Green. I don't know who that is. I guess she's heading up some
That's not what I
division.
heard either.
Women work at Microsoft.
I heard the dude.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the dude who is in charge of Microsoft Studios. Peterson,
Oh, really?
something
Okay.
is the guy who's going to take over.
That could be. This was just a rumor. This was not.
Because he's already in charge of Microsoft Studios, they're going to bump him up. And apparently, he's got this guy in training that's been under him for 5 years anyway. That's
And now
probably
he's taking
ready
his
to
place?
take over Microsoft Studios.
So it's
Okay.
Microsoft Studios. So after the 2-year launch window, that it won't be relevant for another 6 years.
Yeah.
EA Labels president Frank Gibo or Gaibo, I don't know how to pronounce his name, says mobile devices will have console quality graphics in the near future. I think this is actually plausible if you look at the rate that mobile processors are being upgraded and produced, and consoles are going to be stagnant for the next 5 to 7 years. I think it's possible they'll catch up. in
8
its
to
life
10
cycle.
years.
Yeah.
It is possible, but
Yeah.
there's that whole it's not fun to play on a touchscreen.
No, it's currently not.
Yeah.
Although iOS has added support.
And control
iOS
issues.
and Android both have support for controllers now, or iOS will in the next version, and Android does have controller support built in. So you could conceivably.
They have units that have dual joysticks
Yeah.
on both sides that you can easily connect, and it's comfortable. The problem is the masses just don't.
Masses?
Yeah, the
Where's the
masses.
masses?
The Mossies just go ahead.
No, the masses they want their console gaming at home, and I think this is sort of like this was the PSP and the PS Vita's problem to an extent where they tried putting a console experience on the handheld, and people don't buy it really because.
But when you're mobile, you sometimes don't want that sit-down thing. You want the quick.
Well, some
yeah.
people do, but I don't think it's a market enough that it's going to really challenge the console.
Well, but I think what might happen is you might see that iPads and Android tablets and high-end phones just plug into your TV. And you just use your Bluetooth controller with that.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at the numbers for the pre-orders of the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Well, but
The people that keep saying doom and gloom for the consoles,
I'm not saying it's doom and gloom for the consoles because
not
as
correct.
long as they keep the games up,
everybody
they'll
that's
keep
been
an
saying that
audience.
the tablets and mobile's been eating into the consoles
Well,
pie.
the pre-orders don't tell any
I don't
story.
feel that they've been eating into the consoles. If anything, they're it's the evolution of the mobile market.
Well, I think they're eating the mobile market is what they're doing. Yeah, tablets and smartphones eating to the Vita
The
and the
3DS
3DS.
is selling a gazillion units
Yeah,
every
but
week.
The three. Look, you don't see 7, 8, 9-year-olds with 3DSs. You
No.
see them with their mom.
My-
and
my-
dads.
my niece and
you
nephews-
see teenagers and young adults our age with,
My niece-
with 3DSs. You don't see 8-year-olds with 3DSs.
My niece and nephew have I think they each have a DSi. My niece, all she wanted for Christmas was an iPhone or an iPod. She wanted an iPod, an iPod.
I
an
got
iPod.
lots of little kids that come in the store for the 3DS.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a problem?
no, we're good.
Problem, good sir?
The screensaver kicked in.
My hour-long screensaver.
Where was I? Oh, okay. Sony says they never planned for PS4 retail DRM. This is believable because they would require extra servers and they didn't put them together. So, all joking aside, they never had the plans, whatever. Beyond Two Souls had a bunch of $35 pre-orders canceled. Apparently Sony put the wrong price up on their store. People pre-ordered it, and they canceled all those orders. They received a $5 voucher in return.
That's
At least they make up for their mistakes.
They should have given them a $30 voucher.
Why?
Wait, so they put the game for $35?
Yes. And then they canceled all those
The
pre-orders.
game's not out for another 6 months. People have time to get over
No,
it.
it'll be that's this year Beyond.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like late
It's like October.
October,
something like that.
November.
6
I
months is
can't do
January.
math. I can't do math.
It's like 2.5 months away.
Yeah, they
Really?
yeah.
No, it's July.
July,
It's
August, September, October. 3 months.
Okay.
Rhode Island's new budget includes payments on 38 Studios debts.
Nice.
So, 38 Studios is
Good for
a
them.
cautionary tale.
How many news stories do we have?
This is I'm done.
Brian fires him off,
What is
man.
this?
Yeah.
Like-
The NPD will begin tracking digital sales this year,
Oh, finally.
so we can.
I'm
finally,
actually really.
Yeah, they will. That's what they're
Okay.
going to try to do that this year.
See, I was scared about. I like looking at numbers. At this, but with digital and like with like Nintendo, they release their numbers every quarter. But like some of these you have no idea how much.
Sony never releases
You
them.
have no idea how much
A game sold.
a game
Yeah.
sold, and you'll never know.
All they say, like with the Vita especially, I know it's doing terribly and all that, but software attachment is really, really high. There's like 10 or 11 games
Yeah.
per unit. But the software sales don't show it because people don't buy physical copies on the Vita. Everything's digital. I buy physical copies and digital.
Are they
but
counting the
nobody
PS Plus?
knows but Sony.
Yeah,
No, Sony
Exactly.
does not release digital sales to anyone.
right.
They just say it's doing well or it's doing better than expected or worse than expected. That's it.
That's it.
Sony's very vague.
Yeah, they mask their. You can. There's no reason, if you're a first part, there's no reason to show your numbers to other people.
Doesn't matter,
unless
yeah.
you have to. It's you don't want to give.
Well, if you're publicly traded, usually you want to share some of that information.
Yeah,
with people,
well,
yeah.
but
Well, those are privately owned through Sony. Sony's traded, but they don't care what one little tiny corner at Sony Bend is fucking doing.
the less information your competitors know about you, the better.
Yep.
In all
Sure.
situations.
Finally, our duh of the week. Mad Max in the Mad Max game will get an Australian accent.
Yep.
So, you know,
There was a big fucking blow up about this.
well, because it's an Australian series with an Australian cast and an Australian actor. And they gave
he was
it
going to have
yeah.
an American voice.
Merc.
Yeah. Really quick, there is one more news story that
Okay.
nobody gives a shit about, but I'm going to throw it in there. The pre-order bonus for WWE 14
Yeah,
was
nobody cares.
accidentally leaked.
Woohoo!
It's-
Somebody gets John Cena's
Ultimate
boots.
Warrior,
Oh, that's cool.
which is the first time that he's appearing in the WWE series. He was in Legends of WrestleMania and he was in All Stars, but this is the first time he's in the core franchise. It was spoiled because the new issue of WWE Magazine has an advertisement, and in the lower corner, it shows the box art with the rock on it, and there's a little sticker, and it says pre-order bonus Ultimate Warrior.
Yay.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior.
Cool.
So there's like 5 guys announced.
Okay. Is that it for the news?
We are newsed up.
It's competent.
It's
All
competently
right.
completed.
Nice.
We did it. We made it. Is it time for?
All right. Oh God. Is it time for?
You know how loud that comes across?
I know.
Oh,
I
yes.
love it. I love it. It really doesn't come that bad on the show, though.
It's time.
It's louder in real life.
It is time for email questions from the fans
Through the Gmail nature.
or Facebook.
Or Twitter. Gmail.
Lysios, who was also our Impoverished Geek Question of the Week winner last week.
Congratulations, good sir.
The answer was, well, you got the question
The
again?
power grip.
Yeah.
The question
I don't even remember the
was,
question.
Something Metroid.
it was what move in Metroid, which move first appeared in Metroid Fusion and was later a power up in Metroid Zero Mission.
There
It
you
was
go.
the power grip.
Yeah, he won that. This is kind of interesting. I don't, considering that now I know what the topic of the week is, we might want to wait on this question. He asked, "What are your current standings with Nintendo?" Some people say that they're hurting for money, and some people say that they may not last through this
Leave it
generation.
alone, topic of the week.
Okay, so Lysios, you're gonna have to tune into part
Not
2.
that specifically,
Yeah.
but we'll touch on it.
Yeah,
in topic
we'll
of the
get
week.
to that in topic of the week. Moving on, Gabe Bustos asked, "Does playing games on an HD TV really make them look that much better?"
Yes. But
Done. Moving
no,
on.
no. There's
There's what compared to old tube TVs?
Yeah.
yeah. There's very, very few old games that are actually better on an old TV because some TVs nowadays don't pick up the old light sensors. Like if you have Time Crisis for like PS2, it's best played on a tube TV
Duck
because
Hunt.
it's on.
Yeah.
Duck Hunt
it's-
should work on an HTV, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it
No.
does.
It doesn't really.
No, it does not.
because it
Rob
because
doesn't work,
it stretches the screen in an odd fashion, and because of the lines.
Well,
of
because the way it
resolution.
works is it flashes a portion of the screen, and whatever they're going to flash. So
Yeah, but
what do you think would make a
I guess
difference?
it's not centered like how it would be on the tube with the
Huh.
glass with the reflect. There's
yeah,
something weird
okay.
with it.
Yeah, Rob
Interesting.
doesn't work either.
Really.
He would know.
So with those very weird, older, obscure stuff, yes, you want an old tube.
Well, there
tube
there
TV.
is one way that a tube TV beats HD
No.
TV. There is.
No.
Because it's playing at a lower resolution, you could probably get a better frame rate. PC gamers will attest to the fact that if you play a game at a
Half
lower
PC
resolution,
games are broken as shit.
Well, but I'm just
Fucking
saying, like-
frame rates, though.
in terms of
They are.
I love it when they do this.
They are. They're broken.
They're
as
like an
shit.
old married couple.
no, look, I don't play a lot of, I don't do a lot of PC gaming, but like if you
He's
lower
choking
your-
on a banana.
Continue.
Are you okay,
We
dude?
have water.
I'm gonna eat a heart.
if you drop the resolution on a game, it should technically run better. A lot of modern consoles struggle to hit even 720p. And it's kind of annoying because they market all these consoles 1080p, 1080p. Nothing that you play hits 1080p. Next
What
to
about my
nothing.
4K TV?
Okay, the Xbox One, I can guarantee you right now, will take a 1080p picture and upscale it to 4K. It will not do native 4K. There's no way. Current video cards on sale now for $1,000 can't handle 4K. There's no way the Xbox One is going to do it.
But all this stuff, stretched out or not, looks a lot better than
On
some
an HDTV?
1990 TVs. I'm sorry.
I would say so, yeah.
There's no. We wouldn't have went to HD if it didn't look 10 times
I-
better.
I got my first HD TV in like I think 2007, and I was
I got mine around 2006, 2007.
Well,
so like Microsoft jumped in 05 with their HD console, but I had a 360 and I was playing it on an old tube TV, and I never changed the resolution, so it was always just a cramped image for me, and I never realized why I couldn't read the text properly.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Yeah,
Yes.
Dead Rising on an
It's like-
SDTV was terrible.
I remember coming over to your house to
Yeah.
play Dead Rising. I'm like, what the fuck does that say?
You can't
Because you were
read the
playing on a
thing.
computer monitor.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
what? What is
I
that?
actually got a VGA cable hooked up to a computer monitor, so it was clearer than it was on my HD, my SDTV. My first HDTV was a tube. I had an HD tube, and I
I
got
did
rid
too.
of it
I didn't know
because
those existed.
they did. There were a few that
It
were
was
really
like an
good.
8-month period
Yeah.
transition.
Mine wasn't
between-
tube. Mine was project.
Projector.
Rear,
no,
rear
mine was an
projector.
actual
Yeah.
tube. And
But like when I got my first HDTV and I hooked up my Wii, not even an HD console.
I can
From
see
a
the
two-
stitching on Mario's pants.
Well, when I was playing like Twilight Princess and the resolution changes, and I'm like, and you see more, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a whole new game.
It's like, this is the future. And that was not even HD.
Yeah, it's like panoramic.
I remember specifically like a few games that like same thing. I got my HD TV a year or two after I got my 360 and my PS3, and I remember playing certain games that I didn't know looked better. I was just playing them on a tube TV, and then when you transferred to HD, the same game was so much better. Stealing a little bit of hands again. Rock on.
Next question.
Ryan Bond.
What's up, Brian?
He's got
Wait. Where's the Andrew Dillon question?
Andrew
He
Dillon
didn't
has
ask one
another
this
question.
What?
Well,
Moss is disappointed. in
our
you.
guys have been slacking this
Metro
summer.
Android. Metro Android watches streams, as all attention.
Metro
Thanks,
Android
Metro.
also runs our Steam site for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a pretty cool guy.
Yes.
He doesn't afraid of anything.
He doesn't afraid of that.
Stuff and things.
Don't you know that meme?
No, that's right there. There is
Yeah.
a dozen fit everything.
Wasn't he-
He's a pretty cool guy and doesn't afraid of anything.
Wasn't he the one that did the GUI on the horseback drawing too?
I don't know. Could have been. He's been around for a while. Metro Android. He's a vet. Anyway, next question from
Ryan Bond had the ultimate question. Toilet paper. Over or under?
Over. So over.
Like you mean it?
Dude, how do you
Yeah,
put the roll on?
or
Over or under?
Although if you watch The Simpsons, underhand is proper. Marge gets written up by DCFS.
It's gotta
for
be
having-
over.
I say over.
I do over.
But Marge.
I
gets-
don't know
yeah.
what the difference. Okay, mine. Okay, you put
Is
it
it
on.
closer to you or
Tony,
to the
Tony's
wall?
like,
And you
Tony's
pull
like,
down.
I just use the three
You're under.
seashells.
You're
I'm
under.
just
Pull
talking
down.
about-
And it comes from the back or the front?
So it's closer to you. Or
Do I
closer
have
to
to
the
get a
wall?
roll of
Right,
toilet paper
right,
and
yeah.
show
Closer to
you?
you.
No, I
That's what I
understand.
would
It's
do. That's yeah.
Closer to you, not the wall.
Right.
Closer to you.
Yeah.
That's
it
the way
comes
to go.
down over the top.
All right, it's
or-
settled.
see,
3
I
to
do
1.
it the other way around.
You do it under.
Even your toilet paper, you do it like
See-
your video games. You just do it so that it's different from everybody else.
Yep.
So we can
Fuck
discuss
everybody.
it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, in The Simpsons, Marge gets written up by DCFS. They actually have a check mark: toilet paper in improper overhand fashion.
Yep.
Check, and they write her up.
Nice.
But yeah, I say overhand.
Next question.
Although,
All right.
although
Well,
really,
actually-
really, you know what you're supposed
Is
to
there
say
a follow-up to
the
this?
3 seashells is what you use.
Yes. 3
Anyway.
seashells. Since we didn't have a whole lot of questions, we're going to play a little game here. Since I've got the 3 of you here,
Ooh.
we're going to do a little retro gaming trivia here. It's 10 questions. Are you marking down who's who? Okay. And I'm going to ask the question, and we're going to just get it right and see who wins at the end. So there's no buzzing in. Each person's going to give an answer. Brian, don't be trying to Google stuff.
I'm not Googling stuff. Moss can check me. I'm not Googling.
He's totally Googling, isn't he?
Oh, wait, you can steal my answers this way. I gotta turn it off.
Okay. Where do I want to start here?
Probably question 1.
No, because it seems like they get easier as it goes down.
Oh,
so I'm
question
going to start
10.
from the bottom
go.
up. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Okay. Who starred in Castle of Illusion?
Ready? This is easy. Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. Mickey
Okay.
Mouse.
That's a point for everyone. See that's how easy this is.
I
And if you got that wrong, because that's what you were playing before Jeopardy, I'd be very upset with you.
No, my girlfriend who's sitting in the back is probably a bigger Mickey Mouse fan than I am a Zelda fan.
Really?
Really?
So I looked and got confirmation.
You had to look to get confirmation.
Yes. Well, actually,
You played the game.
Are you
like 2
doing
months
X and
ago.
O instead of... Okay.
I knew
was
it
like,
was
that's
Mickey
not a
Mouse,
zero.
and I turned, and she was laughing.
I answered that correctly.
Okay, next question. What Sonic game did Knuckles first appear in? Tony, if you get this wrong, it's going to be a problem because you're wearing a Sonic shirt.
I know this one.
I'm not sure. Sonic and Knuckles, I think, was his first appearance.
Wrong.
Okay.
3.
Yes.
Why did you
Yes.
say wrong before we answered?
I shouldn't
And
have.
why did you go out of order? You're supposed to start over there.
You're the worst host ever.
You were terrible at this. Jason
Yeah.
gets -1.
That's fine.
All right.
What are the first words spoken at the beginning of Altered Beast?
Rise from your grave.
Rise from your.
Rise from your grave.
Wrong.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
wait.
Lies.
Oh, whatever.
No, it's Rise. It's Rise from your grave.
Why are you being such a dick? I just asked
Yeah, he's like,
everybody
rise from your
out.
grave and rescue my daughter or something like that.
He's going out of order. He's
Yeah.
changing. This is terrible.
Yeah, he's all like, I
You're
demand
supposed to
you-
make us buzz in. Everybody, we're all just
We
going
don't
to cheat
have
when
buzzers.
somebody doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We'll have to work on this.
Yeah,
And
this-
also, we should be filming this in the future.
Yeah. That's for a video podcast. We're going to do
Sure.
game show trivia or video game trivia. All right, Brian.
I
We'll
could probably
go
get
with
a
you
buzzer,
first.
buzzer system rigged up. Sorry, go ahead.
You should not.
What is the name of the weapon that the Belmont clan use in Castlevania?
Oh, really? It's the vampire killer.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a whip.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Although he doesn't really. Anyway.
Who is the main villain in Contra?
Oh god, this depends on which freaking country you're talking about.
Contra. Contra.
That's
Is it like a specific name?
yeah. There's
I
a
don't
name.
know what it's named. I could describe it in great
Is it like-
detail.
is it like?
I didn't know it had a
Isn't
name.
it like red scorpion or red something or other? It's an alien red something.
It is red something.
Yeah, it's.
It is
It
red
is.
something.
I won't tell you, but it is red something.
I'm for now because I think it's lance and scorpion. And it's red. I'll have to stick with red scorpion. I know it's probably half right, half wrong, but I'll stick with it.
Your
Red
answer?
Devil.
I'll go with Red Dragon.
The answer is Red Falcon. See, this is why
one's a little
this is
rougher,
why
yeah.
I had to mess with the order because like this one's now this one's stupid, but this was from what I pulled. Okay, what is the name of the main character in Kid Icarus?
Pit.
Sure, good.
Did you not know?
No.
You play Smash Bros.
You can't give yourself a circle.
Yes, I can. I went third, and I took advantage of your broken ass game.
Jason, you should not always start with Brian. You should
Well, he threw a fit when I did.
No, because you're just making shit up on the fly.
He got mad at me when I
game
tried to
sucks,
go
dude.
the
It's
other
such
way.
a broken ass game.
I think I can get a Switch system rigged up
That's
so we
fine.
can play this properly.
That's fine.
If we can plan this out like a month in
we
advance.
got 4 more questions. Go.
This one I'm starting with you, Tony.
Oh, just make it up as you go along.
In Mega Man 2, what is Metal Man weak to?
Fuck, I don't remember.
This is a trick question. Because he has multiple weaknesses.
I don't remember.
Okay.
He is weak to the metal blade.
That's a one-hit kill for him, isn't it? One-hit kill with Metal Blade?
And who gives you the Metal Blade?
Metal Man. Mm-hmm. So technically you can't really use it against him until the second time through.
No, but he is also weak, I believe, to the crash bombs.
Really?
I have to check on that one actually. But he has a second weakness. But metal, yeah. That almost all of Mega Man 2's bosses are weak against their own weapon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Moss, I'm going to start with you. And then we'll go to Tony and then to Brian. Who kidnapped the president in Bad Dudes?
Oh, come on! I know this.
I have no idea.
I didn't even know this was a game.
It's for the NES, Bad Dudes.
It's an arcade game, too. It would be Dragon Ninja.
Yep. Dragon Ninja Clan. Yeah.
Isn't
It's in the title.
It's a
Yeah, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja.
Isn't that it's like a 2D like beat 'em up like Final Fight?
It's like a pre-Final Fight beat 'em up, so it's like
All right.
full-on
Double Dragon.
side-scrolling, Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
What is the full title of the classic Ninja Gaiden 3?
Seriously? I know this too. Ancient Ship of Doom.
We're gonna go with that.
Yep. Ancient Ship of Doom.
Sure.
Whatever, it was fun.
Oh, that was the worst of the series.
Was that the last question?
Yeah.
That was 9.
Was it 9? Well, then I had 9.
Okay. Well, Tony got one wrong and I got it right. So
Brian wins.
Ryan wins. More importantly, Tony loses.
And Tony gets third.
Yeah.
Again, just like E3.
No, I actually got second place on that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think it was voted that changed. I listened to that podcast.
Yeah.
Did you not remember the results?
We asked the audience to.
I was
vote.
half a point behind.
Ooh, what did the
One-
audience say?
They did
Nothing.
Not a word.
Nothing.
But,
Good. You lost.
no, I made a
Suck.
valid point that it was announced 11 days after Microsoft's press
You're
conference at
jealous. You're
E3.
just jealous of being in third place.
No.
You.
I'll take my second place and
No.
run away with
You were
mine.
definitely third. I would have been disappointed in the fans if they would have voted for Tony to get second.
That's going to bring us to our Impoverished Geek question of the week. This week, we're going to go ahead and let Moss ask a question.
Oh, okay. So now this is I'm a big Zelda guy.
Are you?
And,
Really?
Yeah,
No.
Zelda's
Really?
Zelda's kind of important, and this is something that I just recently found out, and it's from my favorite game of all time.
Okay.
So this week's question, in A Link to the Past, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo.
Not for the Sega?
No, not for the Sega.
Okay.
This one was only released on Nintendo.
Okay.
My favorite Zelda is the Sega one.
You are supposed to beat Ganon, the final boss. Oh, spoilers. Ganon is the final boss.
Jeez, you just ruined that game for me.
With the silver arrows,
Uh-huh.
which you get from the Fat Fairy in the Pyramid of Power. Nevertheless,
Fat Fairy, Pyramid Power, Silver Arrows. Got it.
yes.
Now I can go beat that game. I've been stuck on it for 15 years.
Actually, it's been 20.
Okay.
22 of them.
Okay.
Really, that
However,
long? God,
there
balls.
is a way to beat Ganon legitimately, without a glitch, actually beat him without the silver arrows.
Okay.
What is that way?
So-
with what weapon and how?
Okay. So how do you beat Ganon without the Silver Arrows in Link to the Past?
Yes.
Okay. Brian, where are we going to have them answer our questions this week?
Why don't you hit us up on the tweets?
Okay. On Twitter. Answer it on Twitter. And what's our prize this week?
The prize this week is the Humble Weekly Sale, which is Tokitori, Edge, and Rush. 3 games that I have not played, but it's by 2 tribes,
Nice.
and people like them.
All right. So as always, you can visit us at FwdCompatible.org. You can like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/FwdCompatible Podcast. Our Twitter account, where you can answer this week's question, is at FCompatible. We're on YouTube, YouTube.com/FwdCompatible. We're also available on iTunes and Stitcher. PlayStation Network and Xbox Live is FWD compatible, and as always, you can email us FwdCompatiblePodcast at gmail.com. Shit.
This has been episode 74. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.
Horrible.
That was awesome. That was my best night ever.
Aren't you supposed to say, like, check out part 2?
He should, but he doesn't. See, that's what I was saying. And I'm still letting it run so everybody can hear.
So, guys, this has been episode 74, part 1, for July 7th, 2013. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out part 2 later this week when it goes live on Wednesday. Bye.